Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV. And today I'm going to be talking about dating with lower levels of importance, as well as a couple of other things pertaining to dating and how to go out into the world of looking for romance without working against yourself and actually enjoying it. And really one of the main culprits that I see people just doing way too much is putting way too much importance on this. You put importance on something, you create excess potential, and balancing forces come in and make your time getting the thing so much more challenging. You actually end up working against yourself. Remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me to enter my daily giveaway for my awesome reprogramming stickers, guys. And teachable link, teachable course, Reality 2.0 down below. Check it out, y'all. So the way that I like to look at, well, the world in general, but when you are looking to achieve something, let's say, in this case, it's love, but it could be anything. It could be a new profession. It could be a new life, maybe living in a different city, a different adventure, doing something totally different with your, going down a different path, whatever it is you want to do, that what that thing is that you don't have right now that you want to have or you intend to have exists on a higher lifeline, because let's face it, usually when we want something, it's above us, right? It's never really below. We don't want lesser things for ourselves. We want better things for ourselves. So if you want something better for yourself, that thing is existing on a higher lifeline, and it is up to you to get yourself to that lifeline where the presence of that thing exists. Where most people go wrong is they try to call that higher thing to their current lifeline, and the frequencies don't match. That's why a lot of people are longing for things that they aren't able to obtain. It's simply because it exists somewhere else. You're not going to get it to come to you. You have to go to it. So in the dating realm, let's say you are lonely. Let's say it's been a while since you have had a romantic partner and you are looking to get yourself into a relationship, and maybe you're making some mistakes doing that. Maybe you're hooking up with people that aren't good for you. Maybe you are not taking action at all. Maybe you're scared to go out into the dating scene, so you're feeling feelings of insecurity and unable to move, right? Unable to start acting towards that higher version of you that has that thing on that higher lifeline. So let's say you're down here and you're like, I know a lot of people have been messaging me lately saying that they're feeling super lonely because it's kind of hard to meet people when we're not able to go outside and have our normal lives. So let's say that you're down here, okay, and on this current lifeline, some things are present, like loneliness, laziness, maybe settling for what you have now and unable to take action or resonating with that feeling of loneliness. You gotta definitely climb up out of that space. So let's say you can, release yourself from some of these feelings and start taking action, start feeling good about yourself, but you find yourself on a track just a little bit higher but still pretty low, and you meet someone, right? Let's say you meet someone out and about or online dating, or however you go about meeting people, probably online dating, and you say to yourself, well, I don't want to go back to that lower track, right, where I was feeling lonely or lazy or, settling for what I had in that moment. I want the relationship. So I am going to really put a lot of importance on it. And I hate to say it, ladies, but I see women doing this so much in the online dating scene, really putting a lot of importance, starting to chat with somebody on the dating app and then just like automatically assuming that you've met your life partner and it's all going to work out beautifully and they're perfect and all that stuff. I actually have a video on, I'll put the link below, on the dangers of the dating world and shadow boxing and all that kind of stuff, and how acting like that can really distort the version of reality that you're living in and lead you to a place that is really not good for you. This is you acting out of emotion. It could be you acting out of loneliness, right? So this is you applying way too much importance to you hooking up with someone and putting all your eggs in one basket, really creating a lot of excess potential. You might come off as desperate. The guy could say, hey, listen, this isn't for me. And sure enough, you get the exact opposite of your intention. So let's say you are able to elevate yourself a little bit above the frequency of importance, but you're still on one of these sort of, mid-level lifelines. This could be you choosing someone not intended for you. This could be you, maybe, you've managed your importance levels a little bit. You've gotten out of the loneliness, the laziness, the settling, but you're still acting in a way where you're just sort of not having the most self-worth, or maybe assuming that higher person, that higher version of you on that higher life track doesn't actually exist, or you're not worthy of getting there, right? So this is you choosing someone not intended for you. This is you hooking up with a dude or the girl or whoever that really is not a good match for you. And when I talk about a good match, in my opinion, what a good match is a good partner is someone that sees the higher version of you and is also trying to connect to the higher version of themselves. Okay, and then your side to that is you're trying to connect to the higher version of yourself, and you see the higher version of your partner. So the both of you are doing this thing together, living up to the higher version of yourself, trying to connect to the higher version of yourself, and both able to acknowledge the higher version of your counterpart. Okay, that's a good match. Now, choosing someone not intended for you, this is maybe somebody that doesn't necessarily see the higher version of you. This is somebody maybe you like drink alcohol with, or take drugs with, or be lazy with. Neither one of you is pushing each other to do something remarkable, or pushing you towards success, or using, your positive energy to fuel their own success. This is kind of just you being stagnant in a relationship where there's not a lot of growth. Okay, so let's say you can even transcend this a little bit. You get up even a level higher, but then there's a lack of action. Again, I kind of just touched on this a little bit. This is you not evolving in the relationship, or you not expecting your partner to evolve in the relationship. Also, feelings of not being worthy of getting to that higher place with your partner. So if you make it up this far, you're almost there, right? And of course, the higher track, the highest track, and this is where I feel I have made it, is me connecting to that higher version of me and connecting to my higher partner on that higher track. This is where we are both connected to the higher versions of ourselves. We both see the higher versions of each other, and we're both existing on that higher track where more of what we want exists. So getting back to the basis of this video before I wrap it up, how exactly do you get there via lowering your levels of importance? Well, the key is here in this graph, in this chart. It's all here, right? So you getting there is you acknowledging that you are not going to settle for anything less than you connected to that higher version of yourself on that higher lifeline with the higher version of your partner. Everything else is just kind of like events. You're not going to really put a lot of emotional weight into them or emotional value. If you go out on a date, it is really just to see if they are in line with this. This is the only thing you are going to accept. You are not going to accept anything less than this. So you do not go into that date focusing on your loneliness, focusing on, well, I mean, if you're lazy, you're not going to probably end up getting to that date, or settling, choosing somebody not intended for you, right? You are going to go into that situation with balanced emotions. You are not going to attach excessive significance to something working out, and you are just going to see if that person is possibly the one that you could end up on a higher track and connected to that higher version of you, and you know, really enjoying the fact that they're connected to the higher version of them too. What I like to say is this: if you have just found transurfing and you are working yourself up the ranks, do not get into a relationship with someone just because your parents want you to, your clock's ticking, you're lonely, whatever it is. Because if you do that, what you are doing is you are accepting a lower life track. This is going to freeze you on whatever track you decide to settle on because of this importance that you place on whatever that thing is, that ticking clock or the expectations of your parents or whatever it is. So if you freeze yourself on a track, you are most likely going to anchor yourself, or that other person is going to anchor you to that track, and it is going to be hard for you to get up to some of those higher levels. So what I needed to do in order for me to connect with that higher version of myself, I needed to cut the cord of who I was with, because he was anchoring me to a lower track. I needed to ascend to one of those higher tracks, and then it was up there with me being the higher version of myself, going to that higher track, that my partner was actually waiting for me. And that's how I found him. I did not find him on any of these inferior tracks. I let myself ascend, and then I met with exactly what it was that I wanted, and it is awesome. So let me know your thoughts, everybody. Where are you here, and what can you do to get here? And are you acting out of loneliness, maybe not acting, laziness, settling, having too much importance, choosing somebody not intended for you? And how can you use these concepts today, or start using them today, to get yourself up to this better place? So let me know your thoughts, everyone, and thank you so much for watching my video. Bye, guys.